What's up, y'all? It's your girl Big Cash Cast, and this is the time I had a traumatic airport experience. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Big Cash Cast back at again with another video. If y'all don't know, my name's Cass, and I make fashion and lifestyle related content. And today we're gonna be talking about a little story time, but first things first, if you are not, make sure you subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified when I post, and join Cass's crew because vibes are immaculate. But y'all already knew that. I had somebody say, yo, I miss your story times, like where they at? And I was like, you know what, do I even do a lot of story times? Like, I was like, what story times do you miss? Like, for my knowledge, I can literally only think of like maybe 2 story times that I've done. Even then, I'm a little like, what story times are you talking about? But I have a pretty good one for you. I think it's crazy because honestly, the shit that happened to me this day that I'm going to be expressing to y'all is something that, like, I personally would have never, I don't want to be like, oh, that shit doesn't happen to me, but like, that type of shit don't fucking happen. Like, that's like some movie stuff. So bear with me as I go through this. I'm gonna try to literally get every detail about this story time because I don't want to miss nothing, because there's so many details that go into it, and I just love to talk and keep rambling, and sometimes I forget about what I need to say. So that's what I'm gonna try not to do. I'm gonna try to stay on topic and go in chronological order. So we're gonna take this all the way back to literally just the basic of me even packing. Now, obviously, I was taking a flight, and when I plan trips, when I have a trip coming up, usually I am very prepared. I pack like way beforehand. I'm just very like prepared. I'm very organized, all that. With this trip, this time around, for some reason, I was not even packed. I packed literally like a day before, and that's not me at all. And like, I kept telling myself, like, even while I was packing and while the time was coming up, I kept telling myself, like, what seems like so odd? Like, what seems so different? Why am I like not prepared? Why am I not packed? Like, what the fuck am I doing? That's not me. But you know what, I was like, whatever, it's cool, I'm just gonna pack these outfits, blah blah blah. And I actually packed, for the most part, pretty well. I thought I had really cute outfits. Half of them I didn't even wear, but still, they were really cute. Yeah, even me just packing was like off, and I recognized it. And I was even telling like my mom and shit and my cousin, I was like, I don't know why I'm not packed yet. Like, I don't know what it is, why I'm being like so lazy damn near. I don't know, something just, it was weird. And I'm very big on like signs and signals and all of that, so I don't know why something in me didn't like get a hold of that right then and there, nip it in the butt, and start doing what I needed to do. But I just fucking did it. I blew it off because I try to tell myself like, oh, Cassandra, you're overthinking, because I overthink a lot. So I was trying to tell myself, like, girl, chill out, you're good, you're fucking overthinking, all of that. Also, mind you guys, the morning of my what is it called, my flight, I had an appointment because my flight wasn't until like 4 o'clock, and I had an appointment with like the doctor, the dermatologist, at like 10. So I was like, I'll be able to make it to my appointment, you know. I pull into my appointment and I get a text that my flight's canceled. I'm thinking like, oh, I'm not going no more, like they canceled my flight. Well, it turns out they just changed the plane and they moved it back like 30 minutes, but they like canceled it at first. Since it wasn't the same plane, they couldn't just reschedule, they had to like cancel it. So mind you, already that's something that has never fucking happened to me, and I haven't even got like to the airport, I haven't even left or nothing, and they already like canceled and rescheduled my flight. So that was something I was a little weary about. Fast forward, when I'm actually heading to the airport, my mom's dropping me off, all of this stuff. Well, the whole drive there, I was like, I'm forgetting something, you know, I'm forgetting something, like what is it? I know I'm forgetting something, but I wasn't. Like, in my head, I was like, I'm not forgetting nothing, I got everything packed, all that shit. And I said that before I walked out the door, and my mom was like, you got your ID, your wallet, like your electronics, all of that. I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, so you're probably good, let's go, like blah blah blah. I get in the car, mind my business, la da da da. We touch ground on the airport, like we pull up in there. My mom's gonna walk in there with me and everything, and I'm like, fuck, I know what I forgot. And to me, I'm thinking I forgot some medication because I always get headaches. I'm very headache prone, all that other stuff. And yeah, so I always need like some ibuprofen or something with me for those headaches. Well, baby, that was not the issue, okay? But we're gonna get there later. So I find actually like a little medicine for me in my mom's thing. She was like, oh, I have one, you're good, put it in your backpack, all that. I literally checked my backpack. I was like, I don't have one, all this other stuff. She gave me one, I put it in my backpack. I was like, okay, I'm straight, I'm straight. I'm checking in, and I'm you know, getting my ticket and doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm walking with my mom, and we're like, I'm about to go into security and my mom's about to leave, and then it hits me and my stomach just kind of like drops, and I'm like, I know what I forgot. And I like grab my chest and I'm like, Mom. And she's like, what? And I was like, my necklace, I forgot my necklace. Now y'all don't know this, but every single time I fly, I wear my grandmother's necklace that passed. And I don't know what it is. I actually like picked up, y'all, I hate this fucking sunscreen. This sunscreen's literally ass. Like, it peels and it has such a horrible white cast. I try to use a different moisturizer today to see like, okay, maybe it's my moisturizer. Like, no, this shit literally just fucking peels. Like, whatever, this shit's lame. Either way, I don't know what kind of started that tradition of me wearing my grandmother's necklace when I fly, but I just do, and I've always have since the day that I started doing that. So when I forgot that, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I damn near didn't even want to get on the plane. Like, I was like, oh no, this is fucking bad luck. Like, no, this isn't a good idea. My mom's trying to calm me down. She's like, you're okay, you're fine, blah blah blah, you don't need the necklace, you know, grandma's with you even without the necklace, all that, which is obviously stuff that I know, you know, but still I find comfort in that necklace. People who aren't probably into that are probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but like, I find comfort in that. So for me, I was like kind of freaking out, you know, but I was like, let me, you know, I have to trust. So my mom's trying to calm me down and everything, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm good, blah blah blah. We start to walk away, and then I just start crying, and it was more of like me being disappointed because I knew I was forgetting something, and I was like, I didn't even remember it, but I knew I was forgetting it, but I didn't know what. And I was frustrated, I was upset. I started to get like scared and worrisome, and she was all like, why are you crying, blah blah blah. Again, she was calming me down. She was like, you're gonna be okay. And then we called my dad, so because I still had some time before I had to like really get on, because for some reason my parents love getting to the airport super fucking early. So of course I was there with a hell of a lot of time. Not a hell of a lot, but a good amount. Either way, we call my dad, and like I tell him, and like he says something on the phone, and he's like, oh, like that. And then my mom's like, she's gonna be fine, she's gonna be fine. She tries to like cut him off real quick so that like he can't scare me or anything, you know. And he was like, oh yeah, I know, she's gonna be fine, blah blah blah, all this other stuff. And then he tries to like make me feel better, all that, you know, just being a dad. So finally I like get the courage and I walk away. I'm done saying, you know, like bye to my parents, all that other stuff. I'm texting my cousin, I'm like, guess what, blah blah blah. I'm texting my friend, I'm like telling everybody, and literally everyone's trying to calm me down. Everyone's like, you're dragging it, blah blah blah, like all this other stuff. But in my head, I'm like, I'm jinxing myself. Like, that's my thing. Like, I'm a very organized, very in order type of person. So without that, I felt like shit was just gonna go downhill. But I tried to not think that, when in reality I was right. So I get through security, and I'm going to actually talk to the person, so I always fly Southwest. Like, that's another type of, I don't want to say conspiracy, what is it called? I can't think of the word, but like, I don't know, I always fly Southwest. I don't fly nothing else. I feel comfortable with Southwest. Like, I always fly Southwest. So I'm looking for like the steward person, because, or not the steward, but what is it called, like one of the attendant peoples that stay in the front, like in the little desk where you can ask them questions. I'm looking for them, and for one, they're not even there. Like, they're not even showing up, and I need to ask them something. I needed some information and I can't even find them. So like, it probably sounds so insignificant to y'all, but to me, I was all like, I can't find the front desk person. Like, what the fuck? End up asking like American Airlines person. I was like, do you know where the Southwest person is? Like, I need to ask them something, blah blah blah. And she's telling me to like, she's like, I don't know, they should be out by now, all this other stuff. She knows as much as fucking I do. I'm like, I'm sorry, I know you don't work with Southwest, but do you know where they're at? Like, I'm trying to figure some shit out. And she's like, you can always grab the phone and like ask for someone to come up to the front and all this other stuff. And I was like, I was scared. I was like, I'm not about to grab this phone on the wall and then it fucking project over the full airport. Hi, can a Southwest person, like, I would have been, no, I was not about to do that. So I literally just waited. I went and I got a little Pizza Hut pizza. I don't know what it is, but sometimes airport food just be smacking when they have the best, like when they actually have good shit in there. For some reason it just tastes so much better. But I went and got a pizza, I ate, and I started to officially like calm down. I prayed, I talked to my mom, all this other stuff. And mind you, I even texted my mom, like I was like, you know, I still have time if someone wants to bring me my necklace. Like, if somebody wants to bring me my necklace, like, hey, someone bring me my fucking necklace. They weren't going for it. They were like, girl, you be fine. Like, the airport's already 30 minutes from the crib, like all this other stuff. So I was like, whatever, let me stop crying. So I get on the plane and I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, I'm living my life, I'm going through, you know, these plane things, I'm watching a movie. I'm just basically, the plane ride was not bad, I don't think. Was it? I don't think the plane ride was bad at all. But let me just tell you, while we were up in the air, I started to get Wi-Fi, and I was like, why the fuck am I getting like notifications? Or I got a signal. I was like, why am I getting notifications and I'm supposed to be like whatever, fucking thousands of height in the air, you know? And then eventually they pull up a little announcement thing and they say something, I don't know what it was, but basically like, oh, it's windy outside, so we're about to drop lower, like to the ground, just to like keep us safe, so please stay buckled, all that other stuff. And like, you know, even if something is wrong, it's like their job to keep you calm and to play it off. So in my head, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I was like, it is what it is. I'm chilling. It's not that big of a deal. Tell me fucking why that plane gets to shaking and baking and moving, and the turbulence was out of, like, I want to say it's the worst turbulence I've ever been on, but that may be a stretch, but it was bad. Like, it's the worst turbulence I've been on in a while, at least. And I was getting very much nervous because I was sitting there watching a movie and then I was dropping, like we were dropping and then coming back up, and like the girl next to me was even a little spooked. Like, it kept waking her up. Like, that's how much we were kind of like jerking to get in like a visualization of how much we were moving. The girl next to me was waking up because we were jerking so much. Took my deep breaths, I prayed, we landed, I was safe. Now, when I landed, I still wasn't where I was 100% supposed to be because my flight was a stopping flight. So I have to stop somewhere, get off the plane for like 30 minutes, and then I get to my last destination of where I'm really trying to go. And of course that stop was in Dallas, Texas. Now I always stop in Dallas, like all the time. I always stop in Dallas. I actually like the Dallas airport. It's not bad. So yeah, we land. I'm like, thank God I don't feel sick, because usually turbulence makes me really sick and nauseous and stuff like that. But for some reason I didn't feel sick, so I was for the most part pretty happy about that, because obviously I wasn't trying to feel like sick, you know. So we land, and what do? I go get some, I think I go get Whataburger fries. I don't know, I'm just chilling, I'm waiting. I have like 45 minutes I think until I'm supposed to be, what's the word, I'm supposed to be on my next flight. Why do I look so washed out in white? This is actually crazy, y'all. But yeah, I'm just chilling, I'm eating, I'm minding my business, all that other stuff. Now it comes time where it's actually like time to get onto the plane. So I'm getting ready to board. Literally I'm in line, like everyone's in line, and they put out an announcement over the little intercom. Everybody's in line and they're like, what the heck's going on? And we think she's gonna be like, okay, we are now boarding flight blah blah blah. No, she says, our plane went out of service, so this flight is now canceled, right? So everyone's like, what the fuck, you know? The first thing I do is I like leave out of the spot that I'm in, like out of line, and I go to line up for to like basically reschedule, buy another flight, see what they're gonna do, obviously, right? Tell me why it took nothing but a second for me to turn my head and there was already a long ass line. And I have pictures of like this whole process, because right here is where it really gets fucking crazy. As you see, that line was literally already long, and I like turned to go in the line right away, and they said that it was getting canceled because of weather. But literally the flight right next to us was going to, I don't know where it was going to, but it was going to another part of Texas where literally the storm was coming in. So they were still continuing a flight where the storm actually was, but they weren't gonna take this flight where the storm isn't even going, you know? I don't know what the fuck was going on. So I'm sitting in line, I start calling my dad, obviously. I'm like, they just fucking canceled my flight. I'm in Dallas. I don't really know nobody like that in Dallas. Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? But I'm thinking, you know, they're gonna reschedule me like they did the last one. It's gonna be cool. I'm just thinking I'm gonna end up getting to where I want to be later, but I'm not thinking that I'm not gonna get there at all, you know? I'm not thinking I'm gonna have to leave the airport or do none of that. Joke's on me, because that's exactly what I had to do. While I was in line though, I did make some friends. It was like this black guy that was trying to get, he said he was in Katy or whatever, but he was a truck driver and he was trying to get back home. And then there was this woman, and we were just all talking, like, obviously we were in the same boat, so we were like, what the heck, I wonder what they're gonna do. And then we all start getting text messages, and they're basically like, your flight has been rescheduled to blah blah blah. And the guy, he's like, oh, I got rescheduled for a flight at 6 a.m. And I'm like, 6 a.m.? It is 9 o'clock at night. Like, what do you mean 6 a.m.? And I'm like, how come they haven't rescheduled my flight? Like, what type of hookup you got where they're rescheduling your flight and they're not rescheduling mine? Well, it turns out there was just so many people that needed to be rescheduled that they were just kind of putting them on random ones. So my flight ends up getting rescheduled, and I get the text, but it's for like 3 p.m. the next day. And I'm like, something's gotta motherfucking give. This ain't right. So I'm talking to my dad on the phone. He's telling me what to do. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck do I do? I'm scared. Like, what the fuck? And he's talking me through it, and he's like, just get up there, talk to the lady, tell them everything, blah blah blah. I finally get up to the front, and I explain to them, like, I need a flight. And they're like, you can get this really early one, but it's to a different airport. So I'm like, okay. It ain't nothing to it. It's a different airport, but it's still in the same city that I'm trying to get to. I've never been to that airport, but I was like, if that's the earliest one I could get, then that's the one I'm gonna do, you know? Beggars can't be choosers. So we figure out the airport situation, but then it's like, okay, where am I gonna stay? Like, do I sleep in the airport type shit? And mind you, when all of this was happening, it was like 10 o'clock, and my next flight wasn't until like 6 in the morning. So I'm thinking, I have like 7 hours to spare, you know? So I'm thinking now, like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I tell them, like, because my flight didn't originate from Dallas, I was actually able to get a free hotel that was on Southwest. The only thing is I had to find a way to get there. So I was like okay with going to the hotel because I thought, I don't want to say I thought it was gonna be nice, but I didn't think it was gonna be what it was. And that's like a whole other fucking situation. Either way, so basically we have damn near everything figured out, and I'm on the phone with my dad, and he's still kind of telling me what to do because, y'all, I'm a daddy's girl. Like, when anything fucking goes on, I'm gonna call my dad. So he's like, okay, you got everything fucking situated. And I had to tell them, like, you know, I'm not 21, so is there gonna be a problem with me staying in this hotel and booking it because I'm not 21? And they were like, no, you'll be fine, blah blah blah. So it's like, okay, bet. So now I just had to figure out how I'm gonna get there. I was just gonna Uber, but my dad was like, see if they have airport transportation, blah blah blah. I called and the bus was closed, or the transportation to the hotel that I was going to, they don't even do anymore. So I was like, okay, I have to find something else. So then he was all like, go out there, and I'm sure there's like taxis or other stuff out there. Now, taxis aren't like, y'all probably thinking a taxi, what the fuck? I was thinking the same thing too. But like, my dad is used to like fucking being in Vegas and shit like that, so he doesn't like think of a taxi to be like a problem, you know? But even then I was skeptical, but I was like, whatever. So I go outside, and it's kind of fucking dark and scary because it was very late, and there's like a line of cars, and there's like 2 regular cars that are kind of blacked out, and then there's actual taxi cars. So I go up to the actual taxi car, and I'm like, can you give me a ride to blah blah blah? And he was all like, go talk to them down there. And I was like, are they taxi drivers? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I'm still on the phone with my dad, and I'm still like skeptical, but at the same time I'm like, if they work, you know, they have to be doing what they're supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? So I go down there and I talk to them, and they're all outside, and it's kind of weird. And I'm talking to them, I kind of can't fully understand what they're saying, but I'm making, you know, I'm making it work. And then the guy from the taxi guy comes down, and he's like, y'all don't want to take her? Y'all not trying to take her? Because they were trying to basically bargain with me a price, and I'm like, how the fuck are y'all bargaining a price with me? Y'all are literally taxi people. Type that shit in and tell me how much it is, and tell me where, like, take me where I'm supposed to go. But they were literally like bargaining with me, and I was like, this shit don't even seem right. Like, I was trying to tell my dad and tell them like, oh, I'm cool off of it, without making it obvious, you know? And then the guy, like I said, the guy comes down, and he's like, y'all not trying to take her, blah blah blah. And the guy goes, no, I want to take her, I want to take her. And he was like $20, I'll take you. $20 and you'll take me? What do you mean you want to take me? He was like, no, I want to take her, I'll take her. Like, they were like fighting over taking me, and they weren't trying to put it in the system. They were trying to like just have me like pay them under the table and just drop me off. I was like, fuck no. My dad's on the phone, and he's like, walk away, walk away. And I was all like, what the fuck? I was like, there's no fucking way, like, this just happened. So I'm walking away, and you can tell they get annoyed or whatever, and they're like, yeah, whatever, just go. And I'm like, nigga, I was already going. Like, I was literally already walking away, but I could hear them behind me, so I just like fucking sped up, and I was just walking, and I was like, there's no way. So then I was like, I'm gonna get an Uber. Now, y'all probably aren't gonna believe me, but I don't have the Uber app, I don't have the Lyft app, I don't have none of that. So that's why that wasn't my first choice, you know, because I don't even have that. But I was able to get one, and that Uber driver was taking me obviously to where I need to go. Now I get in the Uber driver and I'm like, okay, good. Like, I'm good now. I'm a lot more calm. I'm still on the phone with my dad. I'm like, I'm going to the hotel. All this shit's working out, right? Tell me fucking why probably not even 5 minutes, because the drive from the hotel to the airport was like 12 minutes, if that. Not even like probably 4 minutes of being inside the Uber driver, it starts pouring. And I'm like, damn, so this is the storm that they were talking about, obviously why they didn't want to fly. But it literally starts pouring, and at first it's just hard rain, you know, but then that shit starts picking up, and it comes to a point where you can't see nothing. And we're in like a regular car, like we're not in no truck or nothing, like we're in a regular ass car, and it starts pouring so bad. So I'm getting obviously fucking scared because you can't see nothing. And throughout this, I'm gonna pop up pictures because I have pictures of like everything, but like I'm getting scared. I'm like, you literally can't see nothing, Dad. And like he has to pull over, and he kind of stops for a little bit because you literally can't see nothing. Like, and then he starts driving, and he's just driving so slow, and I'm like, Lord, fucking please get my ass through this. Like, please be with the driver and all the other drivers around us, because at this point, like, if we couldn't see, that means the person behind us couldn't see. Like, just imagine a big ass truck not seeing and drive straight into us, and we were in this small car. Like, I was like, just get me to this fucking airport, please. I mean, not airport, hotel, please. So it's a scary ride, but I make it. I pull up in that bitch, and it's a La Quinta, isn't it? I think that's the hotel I was in. Y'all, I was spooked. I did not know what a La Quinta is. I didn't know like what exactly hotel it was. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting no 5-star fucking hotel, but I also, like I said, I wasn't expecting that. So when we literally pulled up in there, I was like, oh my god. And then when I walked in, there was like fucking, there was a security guard, and like it was like, I don't want to say it was like in a, I don't want to say it was like in a sketchy area, but for like me being by myself, I would have rather not, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. I'm just trying to like get up into my room as fast as possible. I check in, and there's actually someone in front of me who's in the same exact boat. So I see him with the voucher that I have from Southwest and everything. So I'm like, cool, at least I know it's gonna work, all the other stuff. So I get in the room. Mind you, I'm walking through the hallways, and I go up, and I'm trying to, like, I'm looking at the numbers, and I have the card fucking backwards. So I try to get in the wrong room. So I'm thinking the guy booked me a room that already has someone in there, but no, my dumbass was just looking at it literally backwards, and I was looking at the wrong room number. So then I had to walk all the way back upstairs, and then I went into the room that I like needed to go in. The hallways were dark as fuck. It was scary. I literally was walking, and I had my dad on FaceTime, and he was like looking behind me just to make sure like nobody was following me or like walking behind me, because it was literally dark. And I was just like, I was just so uncomfortable. Like, that's the best way to describe it, is I was just so fucking uncomfortable. So I get in there, I'm talking to my dad, I kind of stay on FaceTime, and mind you, like, my dad was literally going to get a flight to Dallas just to stay with me overnight, but there was none. Like, he was gonna get a non-stop flight to Dallas just to stay with me and make sure I got to the place where I like needed to go to, and then he was gonna fly back to the crib, like, just to make sure I was okay. But there was none available. But like, that's my dad right there. Like, what the fuck? But no, so I'm in the hotel, and you would think I would be calm and like feel better, but it damn near, I don't want to say it made it worse, but I didn't feel calm and better because I was literally still nervous. I was in an area that I didn't like. I was by myself. Like, I was getting a lot of stares because I was by myself, and like the girls and other people who were there with like their boyfriend or something. Like, they weren't there by themselves, you know. I don't know, it was just, I was uncomfortable and scared. But I had my iPad, I had my chargers, I had a blanket with me, I had all my stuff that I needed to for like the plane, but I didn't have like my stuff. And that's one thing that I asked them. I was like, can I have my bags? Like, what do I do about my bags? And they're like, oh, we're just gonna transfer them for you. Like, I'm about to put it in right now that you're going to a different flight, and they're gonna get your bags to where they need to go, right? So I didn't have none of my bags. All I had was my carry-on, which was my backpack, which was like my iPad, my camera. Mind you, I had all that in my backpack, and like my wallet, and I was just walking around by myself with all that shit. But yeah, I tried to watch like some TikTok and like fall asleep. I didn't even like take my clothes off. I barricaded the doors because, first of all, tell me why there was like the front door like to get in from the hallway, then there was another door that connected to a hotel in front of me, and then another door that connected to the hotel in the back of me. So I'm in a room that has 3 doors connected to the hallway in 2 different rooms, and that's just spooked the fuck out of me because why am I in a room that other people can technically get into? And I just watched a movie called, what is it called? Vanished or something like that. It starts with a V. It's something like that. But I literally just watched a hotel movie where the guys would go in there and literally murder the people because they had access from the other doors. Like, I was so scared. So I carried like the desk, and I barricaded the doors and all that. And I was trying to get some like rest and stuff, but by that time it was literally almost 12. So that means I had to wake up and be at the airport in like 3.5 hours. So at that point I was like, why the fuck did I even get a hotel? I literally am gonna be here for not even 3.5 hours. Like, when I was at the airport, it seemed like a good idea because I had like 8 hours to spare, but now I only have 3 because of how long everything else took. It was just a fucking mess. I probably slept like 1.5 hours out of the 3 hours there. Like, my eyes were closed, but I was awake. Like, I was trying to be so aware of my surroundings and everything that was going on. Like, I wasn't trying to get, I don't want to say I wasn't trying to get any type of rest, but like that was the last thing on my mind at the time. We're about to attempt to put on some lashes, but we're gonna see how this goes because I haven't put them on in literally so long. But y'all, fast forward, it's now the morning time. I'm getting the room fixed up. They're probably gonna think, like, the people who were in there probably thought I was crazy because I literally didn't even get under the blanket because I had like a little blanket. Like, it looked like nobody stayed in there at all. But I left. I called an Uber. Well, I got an Uber sent to me, and the person that actually picked me up was pretty cool. It was weird because he was picking me up at like 3 in the morning, but he was cool and he was talking to me. And I don't know if I felt better that he was talking to me or if I would have rather it be quiet. But then there was an accident because of the storm, so then he had to take like a different route, and I was like, I'm about to get fucking kidnapped. But no, thankfully he actually took me to, you know, the airport. And I get there and I'm waiting and I'm in line for Dunkin', and I'm like, what time do they open? Because the Dunkin' wasn't open, and I was starving because I haven't ate because I literally had nothing with me, you know. And I wasn't about to leave. Like, I was not about to leave my hotel. So I was starving and I was in the line for Dunkin', and they're like, oh, Dunkin' opens at 5. And I'm like, my fucking flight is at 5. So I leave the line and I'm like, whatever, I'll just starve, I guess, because everything was closed. And then I start to look and I'm like, yo, my shit isn't at 5, it's at 5:30. I have time to go get food. So then I go back to Dunkin', and the line is so long. Like, the line is literally, ew, these lashes are ugly. I don't even like wearing lashes no more, y'all. Like, I do, but I don't. Ew, I don't want to wear these. These are ugly. Either way, the line is literally so long. It's wrapped around, like, it's just long. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I damn near wanted to go up to the spot where I was and be like, you know, I was waiting in line with you earlier. I mixed up my flight. Like, can I stand with you? Like, that's what I wanted to do so bad. But I was like, let me fucking just sit here and do what I'm supposed to do, because it was my fault for not checking in the first place. So I'm waiting in line. I get my food. I get on the plane. I am vibing, eating, watching my movie, chilling. I'm like, I'm finally, it's over with, right? It's over with. I'm on the fucking plane. I'm getting to where I need to be. It was a journey, but I'm safe, you know, all that. I'm like, I'm grateful that I'm okay. Like, yeah, the journey, I'm saying journey like I fucking did some extravagant shit, but like the journey wasn't easy. But sorry y'all, I'm looking for a lip liner. The journey or whatever wasn't easy, but I'm safe, and to me that's all that mattered. Like, I was okay and I was getting to where I needed to be at the end of the day type shit, you know. Well, I get there. The fucking airport is boof. Like, I will never go to the airport again. I only went there because I had to. But I get there and like 5 luggages fall out of the little terminal thing, right? And I recognized a good amount of people on the flight with me that was like in the same situation that I was in. Like, we were originally on the same flight and this was their rescheduled flight. So I kind of like recognized them, and like we were all looking at each other like, did you get your bag? Like, did you get your bag? They're like, nah, what the fuck's going on? All this other stuff. So once again, I like befriend this guy that's next to me, because we're not befriend, but like we're talking, we're both like, did you get your bag? Like, shit like that. So we're like, okay, what the fuck? So then we go to like the baggage person that is technically supposed to help us, right? And she's like being rude. Like, she does not want to help us. Like, she's damn near like type ignoring us. And then there's a line, and I was annoyed because hella people got in front of me, and I was like, bitch, I'm the one who asked for this lady to help us. Like, what the fuck are y'all thinking y'all can get in front of me? And I said that loud as fuck, but I was like, whatever, let me chill out. We're all trying to get the same thing, so the information that they give them I can probably use, you know what I'm saying? Either way, fast forward, and basically the lady up there wasn't even the baggage claim lady. Like, she was like, this isn't my job or whatever title. The lady who was supposed to basically be here isn't here right now, so I'm gonna do like what I can, but like this isn't what I do, basically. So then I was like, okay, I wasn't as annoyed because I was like, okay, this isn't her job title, that makes more sense. And she's trying to help me, and technically she doesn't even have to. I mean, not me, but like all of us, technically she don't even have to help us because this ain't even her job. But where the fuck is the lady that's supposed to be here? Like, if y'all don't phone her and first of all fire her ass because she's late, and second of all, where the fuck is she to begin with? Either way, turns out that they just don't know where our luggage is. Like, they just don't know. So now they lost my fucking luggage, and I'm about to turn the fuck up because I'm like, there's no way. Like, I was finally calm, and then y'all tell me my luggage is fucking gone. So I give them my information and everything. Mind you, they were supposed to call me and basically let me know where it's at and give me the information. No, they did not call me. I had to take matters into my own hands, which I was gonna do either way because there's no way I was playing around with that shit. And I literally called like Southwest myself. Thank God I had the information on my ticket. Like, I talked to the lady and they were like, oh, we tracked it and your luggage is at the other airport. No, not fucking Dallas, thank God, but it's at the other airport in Houston. So like I said, I went to a different airport than I was originally supposed to. So they sent me to this airport, but my shit was at this airport. So I was like, whatever. Thank you for telling me, because no one else told me that shit. So I was like, thank you for telling me. And yeah, I have to drive all the way over there, but at least I know where it's at. Like, I'm going to get my shit now because I don't know if it's just laying on the damn floor. Like, I don't know where it's at technically, you know. So I go there and I'm zooming to get my fucking luggage. I walk in and I'm like thinking I'm gonna have to talk to someone, sign off, prove that it's mine, something like that. So I brought my ID in and everything. Bro, tell me why I walk in and they literally have like a big ass area. I'm gonna pop up a picture because I took a picture of just straight luggage, because that's how many canceled flights and lost luggage was going around at that time. And it had to be a universal thing, because even like my people that I knew in Florida, their flight also got canceled. So it had to be something like going on, you know, where they were, I guess, canceling flights and rearranging and doing all that. I walked in there, I saw people like working, but I was like, I'm not even about to bother with them. I grabbed my luggage and I walked out, and it didn't hit me till I got in the car. Like, you're telling me I really walked in there, grabbed 2 luggages and walked the fuck out? Like, someone could have went and did the same thing to my shit and no one would have checked them, and that would have been the end of my stuff. Like, that's when I decided, I was like, I'm gonna fuck around and start putting like air tags or something in my shit. Like, I need to be a lot more prepared for shit like this to happen, because I would have been so hurt if like I actually lost my luggage and I didn't get it back. And I was like, that's so fucking unprofessional. Like, I was just going off because I was so annoyed with everything that was happening. But at the same time, I was grateful because I got my shit. Like, yeah, it got lost, but I still got it. Like, I could have lost it and not have even got it, or I could have not even got a rescheduled flight and I would have had to take my ass back and not even went on with, you know, whatever. So that's basically the end of it all. After all that happened, I learned a couple of things. One being that I'm never going to fucking forget my necklace again. 2 being that things may not be easy, but it's always going to work out at the end of the day. And 3 being that I'm capable of a lot more than I don't want to say give myself credit for, but like, I stayed pretty calm. I was on top of my shit. Like, I felt, for me, that was like, I did it all by my fucking self. Like, yeah, I had help through the phone and everything from my dad, but like, still, I was by myself. I stayed calm. I didn't, you know, I was just like, I'm safe, and I did this shit by myself to an extent. I'm about to go over with this glazed lip oil from In Beauty. This shit is so nice. It's giving dupe for Dior. I have the Dior lip oil. Oh my god, I have the Dior lip oil, but I haven't even used it. I wanted it so bad, ordered it and all this other shit, and I haven't even used it. But this is like same applicator, everything. It's super creamy. I wish they had more colors of this. They have a cherry one and then they have like a pink one. I'm gonna go get the pink one because it looks so good. But yeah, this is a cherry one. It's so pretty and it feels so good, and it's $15. It's literally half of the Dior one, so I recommend this. I almost think I like this better than my Fenty ones, and y'all know I have so many Fenty glosses. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face real quick. Didn't end up doing lashes. I kind of knew I wasn't going to. I just fucking, I hate wearing lashes. I hate it. I hate the feeling. I love the look, but I just hate the feeling, you know. Even lash extensions, like, I love me some lash extensions. I've been contemplating if I'm gonna get them for my birthday or not, but the wear and tear they do on your natural lashes and like all that is just, I don't know if it's worth it, you know. I don't know. Either way, y'all, that is the end of this story time. That's the end of this look. I know I wasn't really showing y'all what I was doing, and y'all probably can't even tell because I probably look so washed out. I don't know why I look so washed out. And my camera's about to die, so this is perfect timing. I really hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below if y'all want more story times. I know this is pretty hectic, but I wanted to share with y'all, give y'all a little bit of my experience and how at the end of the day, everything's gonna be all right and it's all going to work out. Make sure y'all follow me on all my social medias. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.